may be autistic, but I can't tell you what day of the week your mother's 32nd birthday fell on. I can't do logarithms in my head. On the other hand, I could tell you everything you wanted to know about lightning, famous movie quotes, and lower Cretaceous sauropods. I memorized the periodic table without even trying. I taught myself how to read Middle Egyptian, and I helped my calculus teacher fix his computer. I could talk forever about friction ridge detail and fingerprint analysis, and whether said analysis is an art or a science. I suppose these talents would make me a hit at a cocktail party if A, I drank, which I don't, or B, I had any friends to invite me to a party, cocktail or not. My mother has explained it to me this way. Imagine what it's like to have someone with an intense stare come up to you and start talking about medium velocity impact blood spatter patterns. Then again, imagine being the person talking and not getting the hint when the victim of your conversation is desperately trying to escape. I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome long before it became the mental health disorder du jour, overused by parents to describe their bratty kids, so people think they're super geniuses instead of simply antisocial. To be honest, most kids in my school know what Asperger's is now, thanks to some candidate on America's Next Top Model. As for myself, I try not to say the word out loud. Asperger's. I mean, doesn't it sound like a grade Z cut of meat? I live with my mother and my brother Theo. The fact that we emerged from the same gene pool is mind-boggling to me because we could not be more different. Theo is always caught up in what other people think of him, while I already know what people think of me, that I'm the weird kid who stands too close and doesn't shut up. Theo listens to rap, which gives me a headache. He skateboards as if the wheels are attached to his feet, and I mean that as a compliment, since I can barely walk and chew gum. He puts up with a lot, I suppose. I get upset if plans don't work out or if something in my schedule changes, and sometimes I just can't control what happens. I go all Hulk, screaming, swearing, hitting things. I haven't ever hit Theo, but I've wrecked some of his things, most notably a guitar my mother made me pay for in increments. Theo is also one who suffers the brunt of my honesty. Case in point number one. Theo walks into the kitchen wearing jeans so low that his underwear is showing, an oversized sweatshirt, and some weird metal around his neck. Theo. Sup? Me. Yo, homie, maybe you didn't get the memo, but we live in suburbia, not the hood. I tell my mother we have nothing in common, but my mother insists that will change. I think she's crazy. I treat school like an anthropological study. I tried to cultivate an interest in topics that normal kids talked about, but it was so boring. Case in point number two. Girl. Hey, Jacob, isn't this the coolest MP3 player? Me. It was probably made by Chinese kids. Girl. You want a sip of my slushie? Me. Sharing drinks can give you mono, so can kissing. Girl. I'm gonna go sit somewhere else. Can you blame me for trying to jazz up conversations with my peers a little by talking about topics like Dr. Henry Lee's take on the Lacey Peterson murder? Eventually I gave up. Following a discussion about who was going out with whom was as hard for me as cataloging the mating rituals of a nomadic tribe in Papua New Guinea. My mother says sometimes I don't even try. I say I try all the time.